from the cold theaters of the world. This is Circuit Breaker. Brought to you by the entertainment site awardcircuit.com. An in-depth chat on film, television, and all the award shows that need predicting. Here's your host, Clayton Davis.
Hello, readers, and welcome to Circuit Breaker, brought to you by the entertainment website awardcircuit.com, part of the Circuit Breaker Media Network. I am your host, editor, all that stuff, Clayton Davis, here today on April 26th, 2020. Time of recording is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still the pandemic, but we're getting through it. Here today with me is Joey.
I'm glad you said the day and the date because I honestly wasn't sure.
Karen M. Peterson.
Hello.
Marcus Aurelius Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to start selling shirts that say Marcus Aurelius Johnson on it. Let's see if we can go places.
My mom would definitely buy that.
She would.
She used to call me that whenever I was in trouble, so.
Marcus Aurelius?
There's a funny story behind that. She used to call, because we're Greek, and I know that's Roman, but that's, the same kind of, eras and whatnot with mythologies.
You can own it. That's fine.
Politics. And, so she used to call me, whenever I'd be in trouble, she'd yell out, Marcus Aurelius. And I, as a kid, 7, 8 years old, I didn't know what the hell Marcus Aurelius was. Mm-hmm. So I thought she was saying, Mark is a real ass. And it was just that. And I didn't know what the hell was happening. And maybe she was. And maybe she was.
And that's where we landed.
And that's
Look at you. Look at you.
No wonder he likes Clay so much.
I can't believe someone made humans with you.
Right? 2 of them.
Yeah. All right. So we had bad news last week in terms of our theme for the first 10 minutes. And then we went into a docuseries type of podcast about nonsense. And I'm not going to lie, it could go exactly that way again. But we're going to see what happens this week.
But we're just letting you know early in case you want to check out.
In case you're just hey, are you going to talk Oscar predictions? Nah, probably not. Probably a little bit, but it won't matter.
Right now, our prediction is whether or not there will be Oscars. So.
Yeah, is there Oscar? Yeah, only thing that matters. Ah, God.
The longer this goes, the better it goes for the way back in Ben Affleck. So there we go.
Is that what it is?
I still haven't seen that movie.
Right now, if you want to,
if not now, then when?
I'm going onward for Best Picture right now.
Ah, that would be your pick?
That would be my pick to win.
That'd be my pick too.
I'm gonna go with whatever Netflix eventually puts out.
No. Your pick. Were you talking about a personal pick, or you just think that's what would win, or both?
Well, right now with what we have to choose between, that's what I would like its odds.
Yeah, under the current rules that still apply, Joey, Netflix hasn't put out anything that's eligible yet.
Yep,
that's true. Oh, in that case, never, rarely, sometimes, always. There's my personal pick.
Yep. Oh my God. Actually, you know what?
We talked awards.
This is good. Actually, no. This is a good way to. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through my year in advance predictions and see what is still there, and then that's gonna answer a whole lot of stuff.
Oh man.
Oh dear Jesus. Here we go. All right.
I can't believe you didn't have worldwide pandemic on your predictions.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Well, quality-wise, he might have had 1 or 2.
Yeah.
What am I do just to hate myself?
They made me think of the song, I hate everything about you.
We all hum it when we talk to Mark.
So it is?
Yeah.
Well, he thought of it when you were talking, so I don't know.
That's true. Throw me under the bus this time.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I already feel bad. I'm already reading it. On Valentine's Day, I released these. So, Ammonite, that's the Neon movie with Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. No word on it being pushed out yet. What was the original release date?
I don't think it had one.
I don't believe it had one either.
I don't think it. Yeah, let me see. Pulling up IMDb Pro to find out.
Upcoming.
Jorge Camara passed away, by the way. Rest in peace, sir. Former president of HFPA and LAFCA.
Also, Ammonite's apparently with Lionsgate, not Neon.
Ammonite's.
Oh wait, no, yeah, I'm sorry. Lionsgate has UK. Neon has.
Yeah, it just says 2020. It didn't have a release date. Annette, the Adam Driver musical with Marion Cotillard.
Bet it would have enjoyed a film festival having existed.
Yeah. Wait, is this a poster? Oh no, that's something else. This is a different Annette. Dune. I think I guess we'll still get Dune this year.
Yeah.
In the Heights is officially out now. It's next year.
But I think that the reasoning
the reasoning
really makes sense.
I get it, but doesn't mean I'm not torn and sad by it. Mank.
That's Netflix.
It's Netflix. I mean,
if it was done, they'd drop it tomorrow at this point. So they got finished.
They wouldn't. They would still wait until at least some theaters reopen because it's Netflix and they don't care about it being in the theaters other than that qualification.
Yeah.
So they'll wait till the end of the year like they were going to.
They'll put it in that one drive-in theater and they'll be fine.
They only have to release it, for 7 days in a theater in LA. They can still do that.
We'll see it. We'll see it at Telluride, Mark. It'll be on day 1A.
If Telluride happens, yes, it will go there.
I think they're gonna make. I think it's funny. Of all the festivals, I feel like Telluride's gonna force this festival to happen, no matter what's happening.
Do it.
I don't hope they do that because if we're still in mortal danger,
I hope they do because half of you guys will drop out and I'll have all the access.
You have all the access
because I'm going either way.
Because
you get on a plane, so you get on a death tube.
That's not even it. It's that no one's gonna be there. So all those Brie Larson coffee buys, nope. She's gonna be wearing a mask and shit until you get the fuck away from me, Mark.
Rachel McAdams, thank you.
Yeah. News of the World. That's that move. I think they pulled it from the schedule. That's Universal. That's the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, it doesn't have any release date yet.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean,
Nomadland. Nomadland was just had a 2020 schedule. It's going to move.
The rumor was it was supposedly going to go to Cannes, but then they updated to say, well, it's not done yet, so it wouldn't have gone. So who knows?
Then Soul got moved to November. Stillwater, that's the Tom McCarthy movie. I don't think that had a release date.
No,
that's
bumped, but no date yet.
Yep. Trial of the Chicago 7. Even when it's made, it still doesn't exist. It's our new Ad Astra.
Yeah, that one's a Toronto Telluride movie.
It's scheduled for October 2nd, and I think it could still happen.
No reason to move it yet.
And if Telluride happens, it can definitely go there.
This is the thing. I think it's if there is an Oscar and there's all this stuff like Telluride and because it's hard to believe that like New York NYFF would still happen.
They claim they're announcing something soon, and they're planning on having one, and they're making an announcement soon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how loaded the festivals will be that do happen? That have to pick up the weight of all those that don't.
Yeah, it's almost like
holy crap.
2 happens going to be 2. Like people are like yes, and then everyone's going to go. Yeah. Like and like NYFF, both from a press covering perspective. Mm-hmm. And like festival goer perspective, for the press, we're packed into one small ass theater. They only do it out of one theater. So in the morning, so we would have like they're
gonna do 2 now.
Do the one across the street.
The little one.
The one that's even smaller.
Yep.
But they can't pack them.
No, they'll have to do two screenings of every movie.
Do you think that's what I think they're going to do one screening. I think just half the presses are going to get into certain movies.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, we've been doing it long enough. I'm not worried.
I don't think that's bad. I wouldn't bank on that.
I mean,
what's really crazy is if like TIFF doesn't happen this year, if New York ends up having to be scaled back or doesn't happen, and AFI still happens, we'll actually get some good premieres.
AFI,
there you go.
Child now.
Well, because AFI is also earlier this year. They moved it to October finally. So there's actually a chance
may want to move back.
Premieres.
No, I think they could stay there. I mean, listen.
No, it's not going to move back to November now. It's going to stay in October.
Yeah. All right. The On the Rocks, the Sofia Coppola movie, that was slated for 2020. It didn't have a release date. I mean, it still could. That's A24.
It's A24 on Apple, so it's essentially like a streaming release to some degree. And she was talking about it very recently as like being done, I think. So that's a festival movie when festivals exist.
And then Come On, the Mike Mills, Joaquin Phoenix thing. King Richard moved out already, the Will Smith movie.
Next year.
My Bill Murray Will Smith race already out of the narrative.
Didn't that move to like early next year though?
No, I think it moved October-ish. Let me see.
Oh, I was thinking it was like February or March. I thought it was weird.
Well, then, because then you were like, I'm looking right now. November 19th, 2021.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. So
I was like, why would they put it so early in the year?
Because then you were like, you were just 7 pounds, you jackass. French Exit, the Michelle Pfeiffer movies it didn't have a date anyway. West Side Story, I think, is still slated for December, and I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing, like, that's a big part of In the Heights moving, too, I think, was West Side Story, too, because if In the Heights were to move to the end of the year, then you're just battling with West Side Story. There's 2 musicals out at the same time.
Yeah.
The Five Bloods, Netflix, that's Spike Lee, so I guess I'll wait on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Thinking of Ending Things, also Netflix, the Charlie Kaufman movie. Terrence Malick's The Last Planet. I mean, pandemic or not, we never know when a Terrence Malick movie's going to come out.
Yeah.
Hillbilly Elegy, another Netflix, Ron Howard's thing with Glenn Close and Amy Adams. So we'll wait on that. Some of those are Netflix would be smart to push some of them back.
Yeah, I think after last year, when they saw they just had too much to handle at too close of a time, I think that they're going to want to.
I think if there is an Oscars this year, there's got to be a very concentrated campaign. Like they're going to be like, all right, like this all studios. I think they'll be like, all right, guys, let's focus on 2 and 2 only.
Yeah. Well, right now their contender is The Last Thing He Wanted, so I think they'll figure something out.
French Dispatch is November now, right?
Yeah.
Mark, how much are you looking for French Dispatch?
11.
Like Stranger Things 11 or like 11?
11, like it goes all the way up to 11.
So see, I'm looking at 11 also, but out of 11,000, so it's slightly different.
No. Wow.
You know Joey has no joy.
Not from Wes Anderson. No.
Can you imagine if this turned into an Oscar race, Onward versus the French Dispatch?
I would love it.
I know.
You'll see me campaign for Onward like you've never seen
before. The most amazing thing ever. Greyhound got pulled, but no date. I think it's going to move to next year.
Probably.
Let's see. Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's Taylor Sheridan's next movie.
That's a long list, by the way, Clayton.
I know.
I think that'll still come out this year.
Tenet.
Well, we're going to find out.
It's coming out in July. What?
Oh, that's the one. Come on.
July 17th.
So I've been talking with people about this all week, and there's a question of what's going to be the first movie back.
Yeah, and it's a good. That's a good plan. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a fight between Warner Brothers and Disney. Those two are going to want to be first, but also I think there's going to be a little bit of like, well, let's test the waters and see how many people are actually going to show up to the theater.
It's almost like you want to be second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that here in California, they're talking about easing some of the restrictions in the next month or so, including dining in restaurants and theaters with distancing. So I think that it's very possible. In fact, it sounds I would venture to say very likely that some things will reopen by July and that we could see movies in July.
Yeah, if the movie theater industry is still open.
Right. Didn't they just say they're not going to reopen until there's enough movies to actually be worth opening?
Yeah, they need you need movies to open, and then you need they're also going to have to redo they have to redo their corporate structure for a bit because you can't fill to capacity, right. And they're gonna have to increase the prices of concession, which are understood. Yeah, and then you got to make sure to hold.
Yeah, like AMC, Regal, Cinemark, the theaters that have a lot of locations. I think what's likely to happen too is at first, even though they only can sell half their seats or a third of their seats or whatever, I think at first they're not even going to open all of their locations. I think it'll be okay, you can go in Orange County. Here are 3 theaters you can go to. Here are
of course Orange County goes first.
Well, that's where I live. That's where
Orange
I worry
County.
about.
Real Housewives of Orange County.
She's really eager for week 2 of Bloodshot.
I already knew she was a Real Housewife. I knew she was Real Housewife. I knew she was hanging out with Kelsey Grammer's ex-wife, monster.
Yeah, we're BFFs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but I think that that's what's likely to happen is that they also, in addition to not selling all their seats, they're also not going to open up all their theaters.
Could I ask you guys something? When theaters open, what is your general feeling about when you would go to the movies?
Day one.
Right? Yeah, right away.
You feel like you would go day one?
First press invite that comes in, yeah.
I'll be there the first day because I mean, I've said this too. It's not that I don't take these closures seriously. I really do. But I also want to support business. I'm in a position where I can afford to support going to the movies and buying popcorn and stuff. And there's nobody at home relying on me to stay safe and healthy.
Yeah. So I would say, my feeling was I want to support. I wouldn't go to the theaters though. I would buy a ticket and then give it to someone. I wouldn't feel, especially in this area, I just wouldn't feel like I would. If we're talking about June, by the way, that this would open, I definitely wouldn't. I probably won't feel good going into a movie theater until maybe end of the summer.
Which also makes sense because you're in an area that's been really hard hit. Yeah. My part of town, we haven't.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in your area, Mark, has it been a lot of cases or just pretty?
No, Ohio has been pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. I know we weren't. I just saw something on the news today about the top 5, and we weren't one of the states there. So I know we were one of the early. We reacted early. I think
what?
Yeah, I think Mike DeWine pulled the trigger quickly, and so I think we're okay. There haven't been any cases that came through my wife's hospital even yet, and it's a big. It's Akron.
Really?
Yeah, it's Akron City.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where I shouldn't say that. There's haven't been any cases that have come through her floor, so no pregnant mothers with it or anything like that.
Yeah. All right.
Here, I can give you the numbers. Hang on.
Oh, because it's on the website.
Yeah, it's the information. It's 15,000 cases compared to 282 in New York. 1,000. So 15,000 to 282,000.
Yeah, but there's also 5 people compared to millions of people.
Yeah.
Did you see there's one person that tested positive in Yemen? All of Yemen. Yeah.
You know that country hates that person so bad.
Well, it's Chandler from Friends from that time he went to
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird because we on the site I input the COVID-19 live data stream, so it tells you by countries how many cases and deaths there are, and it's just so weird to see 6, 7, 9 all in a country. I mean, obviously there's really small countries. Period. Dominica has 16, which is by the way my favorite island. Belize has 18. Fiji has 18. Nepal has 49.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Libya has 61, which is shocking to me.
Yeah, I feel like if people in Kathmandu got it, it could go through that city like crazy because they're so tightly packed together.
Yeah. Sierra Leone has 82. Togo has 96. Willem Dafoe brought it there. Madagascar has 123. That's bananas. It's just bananas. Rwanda has 183. See, that's also just nuts. Like when there's like these impoverished countries that are just like I mean, they didn't have anything to begin with. They have other stuff to worry about, but like it's just like bananas. It's also crazy when you hear Trump say, who knew we had so many countries?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I knew.
Yeah.
I completely believe that he did not know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I wonder if he's learned yet that Georgia, the country, and Georgia, the state, are two different things. You think like what? How much money would you bet that came up that they were like, hey, Georgia's has 423 like 456 cases. Like, yeah, open it back up. We need to get the barbershops up. Like, no, sir, the country of Georgia.
Yes, Georgia is in the country. Why do you not understand me?
And then he was like, "What? They left? They succeeded the union? What happened?" They're like, no.
Ryan Kemp is a loser. He's tweeting at him already.
That's why he's been mad at him this whole time because he thinks he left the United States. Oh God. Oh Jesus. All right. Finishing up. Nightmare Alley probably move out. Mulan is July with an asterisk. The Witches. When was The Witches supposed to come out?
Never.
I think it was supposed to come out in the fall.
Yeah, I think it was
probably October.
I thought
Halloween time, right?
October 2020. Yeah. Oh, they have like the first little title card picture of it. Oh.
Robert Zemeckis remake will save us all.
I love Witches so much, but yeah. After Yang. Ooh, that's the Andrew Yang. No, it's not. I'm lying.
It's State of the Race.
Yeah, After Yang was a 2020 release. It's A24. They'll probably push that back. And let's see what else. BIOS moved out too, I think. That got pulled from the schedule, and I don't think they put a new date in place. That's the other Tom Hanks movie, because remember Tom Hanks had a gajillion movies this year?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's still slated. October 2nd, 2020.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think some of those movies that have been pulled and don't have new release dates, I think some of them will still come out this year. They're just waiting to see when they can release them.
Eternals got pulled this year.
Yep.
Yeah. Next year.
That was my visual effects predicted winner. Godzilla versus Kong. When was that slated for?
It was early this year, and then it got moved to the end of the year, and then I don't know.
It is slated for November 20th, 2020.
Yeah, I think that was originally next month, wasn't it?
Yeah. It might have even been earlier. It might have been an early spring movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they're using this time to really like pump up for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Jamie. That's another musical.
I don't think we're gonna get our category this year.
Oh, I know, right? Our dream of our category.
We were so close.
We were so close. It's just never gonna happen. We're never gonna get our musical category back. Everybody's talking about Jamie is slated for October 23rd. Yeah, that could still hold, I guess. Yeah. That's probably another reason why In the Heights was I'm definitely not opening in October or November.
Yeah.
No Time to Die is next year.
No.
Right? Wait, is it next year?
No, isn't it
November?
Yeah, I heard it got pushed to November last. But
unless they
hopefully
updated it again.
Fine.
No,
you're right. November 25th.
That's where the last few Bonds have been released, so I was kind of surprised it wasn't that month to begin with.
Yep. Ryan the Last Dragon moved out.
That one is sad, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. When is Bill and Ted coming out? This is very important.
They have a new release date.
August 21st. It's still there.
Yeah, I don't know if it will happen, but
come on.
I hope it does because I love that. I want it so bad. I love them.
Anthony Carrigan from Barry is in it.
No ho, Hank.
I have to see him. It's Coming to America also still coming? I don't know. Probably not. And the Anna de Armas in Blonde, that was going to be no distribution yet anyways. So that's something I'm going to pick up for next year. No one's going to buy it now.
That's probably Toronto, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Sure. Sure, Mark. Yeah.
I could see that being something that played there if it didn't have distribution.
Yeah.
She and Affleck have like an erotic thriller at the end of the year also.
Is it a home movie or what?
Yeah. It's an Adrian.
Call him Affleck.
Yeah. You know, good old Affleck or Affleck.
You knew what I was talking about.
Affleck.
Deepwater in November. It's an Adrian Lyne movie. The
Deepwater Horizon?
Faithful director. No,
I love Deepwater Horizon.
It's called Deepwater.
Did you not like that one, Kane?
Patricia Highsmith novel.
It was okay.
All right.
I like it. It's actually pretty good acting from Mark Wahlberg in a drama.
Yeah, I think so. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's like one of those movies I'm not sure I'll ever revisit, but it was fun the one time.
Yeah. Visual effects nominee.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So that was the list of stuff that I got.
That you can't see.
So my year in advance predictions are a wash.
They're in deep water, let's say.
Yeah. All right. So many questions. I'm ready to talk about them all. First of all, got to read this wonderful, wonderful comment from Kevin about our last episode.
Oh, no.
Quote, this episode proves you guys are great to listen to, even without much going on in the movie Oscar world. It's enjoyable just to hear you talk about whatever.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin is very, very bored.
No, it's good. We talked about
Kevin is wonderful. Thank
all
you.
these different things.
Well, we'll put you to the test. Don't worry. Give us some time.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. In vein of our episode last week, if you had to give up rice or pasta, what would you give up?
Rice.
Rice.
I mean, technically, I would give it up both, but I still eat both. Pasta.
I'm not sure you've given them up then.
Yeah.
I have them like.
He just
for
talks
once a
about how
month.
he's giving them
Yeah.
up and he eats them anyway.
I mean, instead of having it 4 or 5 times a week, I have it like once a month. So
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So answer the question. What would you give up then? Pasta?
Yeah.
You give up pasta? Oh my god.
Yeah, because I can still have sushi.
Ew.
Do you not like sushi?
Sushi's not
Disgusting.
food. It's disgusting.
Both-
I have a theory, and this may be alt-right like of me, but I believe that no one likes sushi. You just do it so you can say you're cultured. It is disgusting. And
I like the rolls. I don't like just the rice with the
And I always have stupid people that tell me, like, you just haven't had good sushi. So, like, literally, I've had sushi maybe 3 or 4 times, or like all these 3 or 4 different people or restaurants, whatever, that will ensure that, oh, this is the one that does it for your bro. I swear it's so good. And then it's not. It tastes like terribleness.
I mean, don't eat sushi from people who say bro. That's a good starting point.
Yeah, it's anyone. It's gross.
I'm
like,
sorry for you.
my
That
favorite.
makes me sad for you.
Mark,
that you don't
Mark,
get to
Mark, do you like
partake
it?
in that joy.
If it comes out of the water, I'm not touching it.
Oh, I don't eat seafood either. Well, actually, I eat crab.
Not a thing.
Oh, I eat crab cakes, but that's the only thing I'll eat.
No, not a thing.
Yeah, I don't eat. Yeah, I don't eat
The
seafood
Ohio
at all.
River Valley doesn't provide a ton of food.
We have the Cuyahoga
I guess
River.
that's a good point.
No.
Mark,
yeah,
you definitely should.
I just don't like seafood. I don't like the taste of the sea, and so there's three main reasons why I don't like seafood. Here we go. So one, that it like the taste of water, the seawater is gross, right? Because they all have that. 2, I have a thing that the food cannot still look like the animal it was before it became my food. Right? And I really like a lobster looks like a fucking lobster in front of me, and it looks like it's gonna crawl and try to kill me. And
The best fish I've ever had in my life was on this tiny, tiny little island in the Caribbean where they literally just chopped the head off, threw it on a grill, and put it on a plate, and it was amazing.
Yeah, no. And then number 3 is it's a lot of work for you guys to eat seafood. Like, you have to get a jackhammer and a sledgehammer to crack open this little thing just to get this little bit of meat out of it.
I feel like you're talking about one actual animal as opposed to the entire fish.
Pretty much.
Clams, lobster, like, you guys have to crack it open and stuff. Yeah, like, no, and then you have to.
I've never jackhammered a piece of salmon in my life.
And you have to debone the fish and stuff like that, like. And then there's always risk that you're going to eat it again. And there's like
where are you going for seafood?
And there's
the beach?
And there's like, isn't there certain like types of fish that are like dangerous because they still have like mercury in them or whatever? So like the thing that like Bill Murray eats in that movie, they like 1 in like 20 people like die because so like
pufferfish.
Yeah, like that shit. Like no.
You do know there are bones in beef and chicken that they take out for you before you eat it, right?
You can see them with my own eyes. I don't need to take some little like tweezers and tweeze it before I cook it. I can cook it with the bone, and then I don't.
I've had salmon and halibut and all kinds of fish at restaurants, and I've never had a bone in my food.
Nope. Mark, I need support here.
Zero.
He lives in Ohio. He's not qualified to talk about seafood.
Yeah, the fish we have comes out of the river in our backyard, so
yeah.
We don't have
ocean. The only I'll eat crab meat. Crab meat has to be meat because like it doesn't look like.
Is that crab with a K?
Yeah, like crab patties.
Yeah. And if I'm starving and there's nothing to eat, which by the way that probably hasn't happened for me in the last like 15 years before I got married. But if there's nothing to eat, then I would eat tuna from a can. Like I make a tuna fish sandwich. That's it. That ends.
Well, more for us, Karen.
Yep.
I know what we're eating next time I'm in California.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's some good seafood here in California.
Nope.
Let me tell you.
Nope. All right, Kellen has a question. Question for the next podcast. If Viola Davis had stayed in lead for Fences, do you think that she would have beat Emma Stone? If yes, does Stone become an even stronger contender a few years later in supporting for The Favorite? I'm very fascinated by analyzing alternate realities of Oscar, so I'd love to think about these kinds of things. As do we, Kellen. Hence,
I don't know how this relates to food, so I'm confused.
It doesn't. I was going to the next. I was getting off the food topic.
I don't know. It's not our topic.
I think if Viola had beaten Emma, that people might have paid attention to Battle of the Sexes the next year.
Maybe, yeah. Well, wait. Wait. So let me ask. So the question is, do you think if she stayed lead, would she have beat Emma?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah. I think the La La Land train was just going too strong.
So somebody's going to get bumped out of that lineup, right? So Emma probably definitely stays in. Natalie Portman stays in. Meryl Streep, because she's Meryl Streep, stays in. So if you're saying Viola's there, so it's Isabel Huppert or Ruth Negga that gets the axe.
Probably Negga.
Ruth Negga.
Probably Negga, right? Because two black women in the same category. Come on now. Let's get serious. So actually, there is a possibility because Denzel was like narrowly about to beat Casey Affleck, right?
One SAG.
And one SAG. So it would have become another Denzel narrative of two black people winning the same year and now in lead for the same movie. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I think maybe Emma could have, because then I'm asking myself, who wins supporting actress? Oh, Michelle Williams probably wins supporting actress, or Naomi.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, this may undo a lot of stuff here. This may have a greater effect. So Viola moves out of supporting. She's in lead. Michelle Williams probably wins supporting actress, right?
Yeah.
Which then Manchester is probably still winning screenplay. Is Casey Affleck still winning lead actor?
Yeah. I don't think that impacts.
That's a lot of Oscars for Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
And if Viola is in lead, and you still need a representation for Fences somewhere to win something, maybe Emma beats Viola, but then Denzel really does beat Casey.
I don't think voters vote that way though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm not saying they vote that way. I'm just saying I think it starts a chain reaction. Listen, it's this time continuum. Like it just
maybe.
The butterfly.
I think if Casey won with what was going on around him at the time, there was enough passionate voters behind the performance that I don't think that would have changed anything. But that's just my take.
And if anything, this new scenario gives the film itself more momentum because it has another win.
I think it's a lot of Oscars for it to win without it like getting much closer to a Best Picture win than not.
It just ends up number 3 instead of 4.
Yeah, I don't know that there was a ton of passion behind Fences. It only had 4 nominees or 4 nominations, and La La Land tied the record with 14, I think. So I don't know that there was that much passion behind it. I think there was more passion behind Viola than anything.
Yes.
At least how I remember that race. But
no,
that was my favorite of all the Oscar races.
If Viola beat Meryl for The Help.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
would she have won for
Fences? No,
probably not.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
That would have made life a lot easier just because then we get Michelle Williams and then we got one less person we have to obsess over.
But then I'm still almost kind of in that same boat. Like if Michelle Williams maybe Michelle Williams doesn't win. Like
maybe Viola wins too. Maybe she gets her second.
Viola could win again. Good. Yeah. I mean, listen, then I think her team then is more open for her going lead because then maybe she becomes 2-time Academy Award winner Viola Davis and that Hilary Swank, Jodie Foster way, and people would totally be down with that. But I'm thinking about it like in a vacuum for a second. Michelle Williams is such a unique performance in Manchester by the Sea. I mean, we're talking Beatrice Straight type stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Not to that extent, but close.
Well, in time, like I think they have like just about. I think
Beatrice is like 2 minutes or something.
No, she's 5 minutes and 26 seconds. I think.
Michelle Williams is in more than that.
She's got to have more than that.
Michelle, I think, is probably like 6. Let me look.
Really?
See if I can find that.
I'm looking it up also.
Yeah, you look it up. I'm giving my thoughts. So then, I think there's a narrative that gets behind Naomi Harris actually, because Moonlight does win Best Picture in the end. I mean, maybe Naomi just does maybe fall into that by accident. Also, I think then we get a double Hidden Figures nomination of Octavia and Janelle Monáe, which I'm down with too. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, who knows? Maybe Octavia was like number 2 because I mean, she has become the new default. Like, kind of, everyone loves Octavia Spencer. Maybe she 2 times herself.
Yeah. I mean, this is just an estimate from an article, but they say 10 minutes.
Seems like a lot for some reason.
No, because she's in a number of the flashbacks.
Yeah, it's not necessarily 10 minutes of speaking.
Yeah. She's on the phone. They have that scene where they go to the other. Yeah, she's in it more than you realize. She just has the one standout scene.
Yeah. I mean, she's sprinkled in a 2-hour and like 15-minute movie.
I mean, everyone is sort of sprinkled in besides Casey and.
Who has more screen time, her or Kyle Chandler, you think?
She does.
She might. He has. A couple of his scenes are a little longer, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Got the boat.
But he
I've literally seen that movie one time. So.
Yeah. Did you like it, by the way, Karen, when you saw it?
I thought it was really good. Yeah. But it's so... And my reason for not watching it again isn't even anything to do with Casey Affleck.
Yeah. It's a heavy-ass movie.
So brutal. Yeah.
What would you rather watch, Manchester by the Sea or Requiem for a Dream?
Oh, Manchester. I hate Requiem for a Dream.
Do you hate Requiem for a Dream?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I hate that movie.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a dour but total dude bro masculine movie. Like, I could totally
and part of the problem is I watched it when I was not on any sort of drugs or drunk, so...
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah. True. All right. All right. So consensus is... Do you think Viola even gets? Anyone think that Viola maybe doesn't even get nominated in lead?
I think she would get nominated.
She got nominated.
Probably gets in. Yeah, the way that lineup shook out, she would beat back the bottom 2. Someone from.
All right, so take the second part of the question though. If Emma, so assuming that she beat Emma, let's just assume that for a minute. So we have next year 2018 with Battle of the Sexes, which she didn't get nominated for, and then The Favorite, where she's voted, where she's in supporting. Does she win somewhere in that like vacuum?
I mean, she puts up a fight against Regina King, but I don't think she wins.
No one fights Regina King and wins. Get out of here.
I saw Watchmen. I saw what happens.
No, I think that's a good point. But I think what that does mean is that then the next project she does, people look more seriously at, and the one after that. I think that I think she either becomes like a Jessica Chastain, Michelle Williams, or she... Yeah, I think that's what would happen. I think if she lost to Viola Davis, she still wouldn't have an Oscar, and she'd be part of that group of like, what does she have to do to get one? You know?
Yeah. For Battle of the Sexes, if we think she becomes more of a thing, that's the Frances McDormand, Margot Robbie, Meryl Streep, Sally Hawkins, Saoirse Ronan lineup. Mm-hmm. And
yeah.
I mean,
and honestly, if she got into that lineup, I think that Frances McDormand would have still been nominated. I think Margot would have. Sally
probably would have. Saoirse probably would have, and Meryl. Yeah, maybe she just still doesn't make it. Maybe that she has the same exact nominations.
It might be.
Yeah. Or I wonder if maybe they like. I mean, I don't think they would, but what if they like try to lie and be like, "Oh, she's supporting."
In Battle of the Sexes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would have been.
I mean, listen, they said Steve Carell was, so.
Yeah.
Remember when Steve Carell almost got nominated for Battle of the Sexes?
Oh, I like that movie.
I like the movie,
so good.
but do you remember him? Like almost like was he a standout for you?
Yeah, I think they both were.
Yeah,
they were co-leads, and they both should have been nominated.
Yeah, I don't think he should have got nominated for. Listen, Steve Carell's good in mostly everything. The saddest thing ever was watching him be not good in Beautiful Boy.
Yeah.
He's just
I think he was bad.
I thought he was better in Battle of the Sexes than he was in Foxcatcher.
Oh,
I probably did too, to be honest.
Stop.
The nose was too distracting for me, I think.
So his makeup? Maybe.
I got to rewatch that one.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, he's better in all of those than Welcome to Marwen. We can agree on that.
I never saw Welcome to Marwen, so I can't comment.
Yeah, my favorite Steve Carell performance still, though, is Last Flag Flying. He's great.
Still haven't watched that one either.
It's on Amazon Prime. Go ahead.
I know.
Think you have some time.
There are a lot of movies I still haven't seen, okay?
Yep.
When they stop showing Tom Cruise movies, she'll watch other people's movies.
Yep. All right. Got a bunch of more questions here. One from Ben Kelly. Who's more likely to win a fourth Oscar, Meryl Streep or Daniel Day-Lewis?
Well, Daniel Day-Lewis retired, so Meryl.
Quote unquote.
Or
I know.
Or by that virtue, every time he unretires, he becomes most likely to win. So maybe him.
I think Meryl. I honestly do.
Yeah. I mean, because there's already a narrative that like, she should get one. Like that we need to get her tied up with Katharine Hepburn for some God knows reason.
Do we though?
But
yes.
I'm looking at her upcoming thing. She has the musical The Prom. That's this year. Supposed to be this year. That's a Netflix musical. And then she has the Soderbergh movie, Let Them All Talk, which also saved for 2020, but probably will be next year.
Wasn't that also an HBO Max movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, because he shot that like in secret, like on an iPhone or something like that.
And it's a comedy, and we've seen comedies with Meryl Streep. Sometimes they aren't great.
Yep, HBO Max.
And sometimes they're brilliant.
Shout out to HBO Max, man, for the gift. It was awesome.
See, we got some.
Nice
we got some.
Presents.
Oh my god, that came out of Jessica said that was the first time that because she gets very annoyed every time studios send stuff. Like she gets angry, like actively angry of like, where the hell am I supposed to put this shit? Best thing ever was getting the cardboard cutout of Margot Robbie and I, Tonya was amazing, and I refused to part with it. Like it is, I'm like,
well, if you stop putting it in the bed when she got up,
exactly.
The bathroom, it might go over better.
But yeah, she was like, this is the first time that someone sent something that I'm like super thankful. Like this was so thoughtful and nice and all that. It's like a make your own popcorn barrel.
You should have recorded her saying that. So when you get a book from Netflix in a couple months and she complains, you can be like, "No, you said this."
Yeah, exactly. Well, now that I have my office now, she's not as annoyed. Everything just comes in here.
She's gonna kick it down the stairs.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to play chess because I'd be all over the Game of Thrones chess set.
Well, you've got time.
Yeah, it's true. You know how to play chess?
There were tutorials about that.
Yeah, I know. If only there was YouTube videos.
I used to know how to play.
Do you guys know how to play chess?
Yeah.
I could probably play. I have no chance of winning, but I could probably play.
Mark, do you play chess? Mark, you're muted if you think you're talking.
He walked away.
Mark?
Uh-oh.
Mark?
He just disappeared.
Mark, blink twice.
He's gone. No, he's seriously gone.
Oh. No, it says... Oh, well, something happened. Maybe he'll come back.
Drew, don't cut it out. We want everyone to know that Mark screwed up.
Yeah.
He probably had to go beat his children.
Yeah.
Yep. He just sprays them with Corona at this point.
Yeah. Sarah says, recently, Karen M. Peterson... Ooh, she's calling you out.
Uh-oh.
Recently, Karen M. Peterson said she had vowed to never watch The Exorcist.
And then I did.
Do the right... Fake news, Karen. Fake news. I already knew this.
I have waited 40 whatever years. I finally did it.
Yeah. Wait. Before that happened, how many more times had you watched Oblivion than The Exorcist?
Oh, God.
I don't know how many times I've seen Oblivion, but it's that number.
That's a problem.
Mark, are you back? Oh, I see his...
He's in Oblivion.
I like to see his...
Anyway,
yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm having... You guys are breaking out a lot, so I think it's on my end because it's raining and stuff here, so... I tried to exit and rejoin, hoping that would help a little bit.
Stop having exposed wiring for your internet just out in the rain.
Well, that's how we keep the people off the lawn and stuff. So
yeah, you're still recording. You're still recording yourself, though, Mark, right?
Yeah. Mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Question that you died on, real quick. Do you know how to play chess?
Yes.
Oh, like Bobby Fischer, or chess like Screech and Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, probably. I could probably beat Screech, but get destroyed by Bobby Fischer.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like I know how to do the moves, and I'm a pretty strategic person.
You know how to do the moves, like you know how to move the pieces forward.
I know how they work. Listen, if I'm going up against an equal level, I'd probably like my chances. If I'm going up against somebody who is skilled, I'll probably get destroyed.
Okay.
So, however you want to grade that, like a C+.
I totally want to play chess with Mark.
Okay, let's do it.
I feel like you and I have probably pretty evenly matched skills.
So,
yeah, let's play.
Let's make a vow after social distancing is over in 2026, right? What we'll do is I will plan a vacay for you two to come to Jersey so we can come. You guys can stay here at the house because there's a place for you guys to stay here now, and we can go to the city and watch movies. Maybe we'll do it during the festival or something. But we'll crack open this Game of Thrones collector's edition chess set, and then you guys can play there, and then I can film it and then be bored to tears.
It would be exciting.
I mean, they'd probably make online apps for that, right?
Yes.
You could probably.
I'd much rather you both come.
Mark, he's offering to fly us out there.
Oh, you're right.
I'll try to get you a vacation to New York.
My bad. That's fine.
Yeah.
He could drive there tomorrow. He's chosen not to.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like, he would fly here. He ain't gonna drive here.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I would fly for sure.
Yeah. All right. So back to the Sarah question.
Back to Sarah's question.
Recently, Karen M. Peterson said she vowed to never watch The Exorcist, and then Karen said that she did. So it was fake news already. Do the rest of you have a movie you have vowed not to see, and why? Sarah shares that hers is The Godfather 3. The first two are perfect, and I prefer to live in a world where only those two exist. Well said, Sarah.
Well, Clayton certainly has one.
I mean, yeah, it's a vow for different reasons. So yeah, Casablanca because I just like it. I like that I haven't seen it. It's my thing. But in terms of a movie that I never would want to see, I mean, probably Jack and Jill.
Seen it.
No, I think you need to pick one that like people have watched.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. You guys answer while I look real quick.
Mine was The Exorcist, which was iconic. So I think that's kind of what she's looking for.
The third Hobbit movie because I couldn't care less.
Oh. That's not surprising.
Yeah,
I'm 0 for 5 on that series. I don't think the 6th movie is going to do it.
I've actually never, I haven't seen any of the Hobbits because they look bad. I don't say I'm vowing never to see them, but
They are bad.
unless something has to give.
I went to the first one for the high frame rate. I went to the second one because I had a friend who wanted to see it, and I tapped out.
Oh, I have a high frame rate television, and I saw a majority of Gemini Man.
How did it look?
It is jarring. Like,
yep.
Like it's cool at the same time. Like I'm like I could like this is not the future of movies, so I'm not going to believe that. But it'll be interesting to see when Ang Lee finds the right project to do this on.
Have you popped in your copy of Billy Lynn to get a headache again?
No, but I watched the war scene when Vin Diesel dies at the end. Spoiler alert. But it's not spoiler. It's what the whole movie's about.
Nobody saw the movie, so you actually are spoiling it.
Yeah, I saw the scene when Vin Diesel dies, and I saw when that after the guy shoots him, and then like the soldier from the other side or whatever gets lit up and like pretty much explodes because so many bullets. I watched that scene and it was pretty dope.
But then did you watch any of the number of scenes of them sitting around getting drunk?
No, or talking? No.
Yeah.
Walking and talking.
Oh my gosh, Joey.
Uh-oh.
Did you watch What We Do in the Shadows this week?
Yes.
When Colin Robinson was explaining motion smoothing during the Super Bowl.
That was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was so great.
Excuse me. During the superb owl party.
Yes. Even though the owl never showed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I have a movie that I'm looking at some stuff and I don't think there's anything I really like. It's like I'm never gonna watch that.
Well,
now that I've seen The Exorcist, I don't have anything else that I vow not to watch.
I vowed never to watch like Gigi again. Like there's movies I never watch again, but
yeah, that's fair.
Mark, is there?
What about you, Mark?
Sorry, I broke up again. What was the question?
What movie is there a movie you vowed never to watch?
Not really. I'm pretty open to anything as long as it's not Michael Bay. So I guess that would be where I'd draw my line.
Yes.
Transformers trilogy?
No, I've seen. So I should say I'd draw the line at like After Pain and Gain. Maybe was the last one I saw. I can't remember. I can't remember, but there's like Michael Bay.
Mark's watching 6 Underground tonight.
I'm not watching any more Michael Bay. He is blacklisted.
What if he directs something that gets nominated for Best Picture?
Then I'll watch it. That's about the only way you get me.
What if he directs something that gets nominated for a below the line Oscar?
Then I'll watch it.
I mean, that happens all the time, though.
That's the only way I get sucked into him.
So I'm going to go through the Michael Bay filmography for you, Mark.
Okay.
And I want to know, first, if you've seen it, and then the three of us are going to tell you if it's a good movie or not. Because
you can't be trusted.
We do it with, non-objective. Whatever. Wait, where's the list? All right, here we go. Bad Boys. Come on, Mark.
I've seen the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. 95.
It's a no from me.
No, it's not good.
It's a no. I'll pass.
Oh, it's so good.
It's meh.
That's probably my second. I don't even want to say second favorite because that sounds like I like some of his, but it's my second least unfavorite or whatever the hell the way to say that is.
Okay. Next up, The Rock.
Yeah, that's probably my least unfavorite. But I still don't like it because
that's his best movie by far, it is awesome.
I can't say
it's his only good movie.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it since the 90s.
Oh.
I remember enjoying it back then. I don't know if I would like it now.
Oh my god, I still quote it until this day with my sister.
You just say "Welcome to the Rock" a lot.
It's stupid shit like that we like quote from it like I don't like soft ass shit.
See, that's I don't know how you can call that good.
I don't know that he wrote it.
Oh, shit. I like how that shit works. It's just stupid shit like that. I love it.
It's so bad.
Clayton, are you crying?
He's not
I
crying.
really
I'm crying.
thought Mark would cry at this during this conversation.
God, oh my god, because it's so fun. Because like, listen, by the way, 90s Nicolas Cage is such a good Nicolas Cage. Like,
Oh yeah,
God,
that was the best Nicolas Cage.
for a long time, Nicolas Cage was one of my top 5 favorite actors. It was all during that time. He came alive for me in the.
God.
Oh, I did love 80s Cage though. Moonstruck. Oh.
Yeah, 80s Cage is fun, but like 90s Cage is like, I mean, listen, obviously he does Leave in Las Vegas. Like that mid 90s Nicolas Cage is like, ooh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm done crying. All right. Next is Armageddon. Listen.
Yeah.
All right. I actually think outside of the science of Armageddon, I think it actually is. I think it's pretty good. Listen, I've said this before on podcasts in the past. I do believe Liv Tyler's Oscar worthy in that movie. I think she's so good in that movie.
I'm firmly on the Deep Impact train, so it's going to be a no for me.
That's totally a better movie for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Deep Impact is great. I think Armageddon is ridiculous and stupid and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Armageddon.
and
I also think Diane Warren should have won an Oscar.
True. And I also cried in it. Like at the time, like I think it's sad. Like
Mark, did you cry?
I cried twice.
No.
I cry when like Ben Affleck.
He cried with happiness when it was over.
When Affleck's in the elevator going back up, looking at Bruce Willis, he's like, "I love you, Harry." And then when he's talking to Liv Tyler, it's so good. All right, next, Pearl Harbor. I mean, come on.
Gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's so great about Pearl Harbor, though.
It's a no from me.
It's not. Yeah, it's not good. But this is what's so great about it. It is the only time in Michael Bay's career that I could physically see him and feel him say to himself, "I have made my Titanic. Like, I have done it."
I think he thought that.
It's beat for beat trying to be Titanic. Yeah,
I've never seen him so self-congratulate himself on every level. And not for nothing, but like it also proved that he is, as much as he is garbage, like in many senses as a director, the dude can rip open an action scene like no other. Like that Pearl Harbor like destruction sequence is great on film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sure.
I mean,
the story, when it tries to be personal and tries to be this like love story and stuff, it's ridiculous and it completely falls apart. But yeah, I agree with you. I think some of those action sequences, especially the actual attack on Pearl Harbor, are really, really well done.
Bad Boys 2. I actually like Bad Boys 2. It's okay. It's not as good as
I like Bad Boys 2. I saw Bad Boys 2 before I saw Bad Boys.
Why?
I don't know.
You monster.
I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Yeah. Okay.
And like when the first movie came out, I just didn't go see it. And then when the second one came out, I went with some friends and I was like, "Oh, this is really fun." And then we went and watched the first one.
Aw, yeah.
So because of that, it's weird, but I actually like the second one better.
Yeah.
Even though I think the first one was a better movie.
Yeah. The Island. The Island's not good.
Oh my god, that's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, The Island's really bad.
that was
not
so.
Yeah.
I loved the premise of it. Like back then, I don't think I realized who Michael Bay was, and I think that's why I always get confused that Con Air is not Michael Bay because it feels like that.
It's a Jerry Bruckheimer thing. That's what it is.
Like and Broken Arrow, was that Michael Bay or no?
Nope.
No.
Okay. See, all those movies just felt like the same crap, and The Island looked. I just liked the premise of it so much that I went to it, and God, that was so bad.
It was
That's
funny.
like the one movie I almost walked out on.
It was funny that last year, what's last year? I don't know. Might have been last year or the year before. When I went to not Sarasota, Gasparilla Film Festival in Florida, in Tampa Bay area, and Samantha Mathis was there, and I interviewed her, and we like hung out for like 2 hours. I had lunch with her. Like, it was the greatest time ever. And one of the first movies I brought up to her was Broken Arrow, because I was like, she's a park ranger in Broken Arrow. I was like, I love you in Broken Arrow. Because first of all, like, you know, I was like, what do you get stopped the most for? And obviously people were like Super Mario, and she said Super Mario Brothers. And I was like, really? I was like, that sucks. So I was like, you have such better stuff. I was like, they should stop you and be like, here, sign my park ranger jacket because you're a great park ranger. And that's John Woo, by the way. Mark,
Yes.
Broken Arrow.
Mark, among the
so
Jerry
bad.
Bruckheimer
Totally a
movies
John
that
Woo
you
movie.
think are made by Michael Bay but aren't, we have, let's see, Con Air, Broken Arrow, Enemy of the State, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
These all movies you assume were Michael Bay, I assume.
Yeah, Battlefield Earth. That's probably another one.
No, you thought that was Michael Bay?
No, but that's like it was in that same era where every movie like that was just so bad. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. After Bad Boys 2 in the Island. Oh, Transformers. Transformers is good.
Nope.
Stop.
Terrible.
It's good.
The first one was good.
The first one is really good.
I did
Yeah,
not like it at all.
I honestly, I take back probably what I said earlier. I'd probably say that's probably my number 2. My second least unfavorite or whatever the hell.
When the robot peed on the guy, and I was like, okay, never mind. This is not going to work out.
That was funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's mindless nonsense, but it is like, listen,
agree,
that
it's
should have won visual effects.
No,
Yeah.
that's terrible visual effects. You can't
what
tell
did
what's going
it
on.
lose to?
Golden Compass,
Yeah, should have won then.
and it lost sound, mixing and editing to the Bourne Ultimatum, which is fine, but
Yeah,
visual effects it should have won. Then Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen,
That is one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time.
Dark of the Moon, also
Almost as
terrible.
bad.
Pain and Gain, I've actually never seen Pain and Gain.
Hanging In is all right.
It's
That's the
okay.
second best movie.
I wouldn't argue that. That's not bad.
I remember Terrence Johnson saying that his supporting actor winner of that year was The Rock.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Nope.
That is, I feel. So talking about self-congratulating here, I feel that's the best movie review I've ever written. Was that?
Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yes.
Which one?
I was
Which one
on
did you
a
say?
date
Age of
for
Extinction.
that movie and I fell asleep.
Well, there's two with Mark Wahlberg.
It was the first one that he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
Totally fell
Transformer.
asleep.
Yeah. And then 13 Hours.
Nope.
Then Transformers Last Night, and then now Six Underground.
No.
Nope.
God.
So
I think those last 3 are the ones that
Yeah.
I've skipped.
yeah, I mean he loses his shit after that.
Yeah.
So for me,
What would you do if Damien Chazelle wrote the next Michael Bay movie?
I would see it, of course. Chazelle, my love for Chazelle outweighs my hate for Bay, and that's pretty telling then.
Yeah.
so listen, all encompassing, I think he's made Bad Boys, The Rock. I'm gonna say Armageddon, Transformers. I think he's made 4 good movies.
That's horrifying.
I think he's made actually 2 great ones because I think Transformers and The Rock are great. Bad Boys I think is very, very good, nearly great, and then Armageddon's like.
You have a sliding scale for what constitutes
Yeah,
great,
yes.
though. So.
I think The Rock is great. I think The Rock is so good.
Are you gonna put The Rock in the same
I think
level with like Spotlight?
like
and
I
We did.
think
We heard it.
I think The Rock is in my top 10 that year. Like I think it's actively.
God.
But would it be in your top 10 of all time?
No, well, I mean, no. Well, like, I mean, just because I say great doesn't mean it's like, because then like I do have above great. There's like excellent,
Just because I say words doesn't mean you should listen to me.
there's a hierarchy to what words I'm using, but like
That's what I'm saying. Like you have a sliding scale, and
But I
like
think-
some movies you'll call
The
them
Rock-
great,
Rock is
but
a 3.5 star movie to me.
So, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you guys get to go to Telluride and you go and you meet up after you go see separate movies. When Clayton says that what he saw was great, you have to immediately respond better than The Rock.
Just know if it's under 3.5 stars, then yes, The Rock is better.
You're going to have to say, is it better than Transformers or better than The Rock? That's your new barometer.
Right.
Yeah. Transformers like 3.5.
God. Out of 3,000, yes.
I go 2.5 on both, which is pretty good for me for Michael Bay.
I give The Rock 3. I gave Transformers 1.
Bad Boys is 3.
Bad Boys 2.5.
Age of
I'd
Extinction
probably
is
give all of those 3s. Age of Extinction
1.5
can't,
or half.
I can't grade it.
It's like a
didn't
1,
see the whole
1.5.
movie.
I think I gave it 1.5 at the time.
What she saw, half star.
You know what's also crazy about that movie? That it's 2.5 hours.
That's why she fell asleep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Martin W. Cinephile Showdown. BAFTA versus Oscar acting categories winners. So this is like who got it right. Lead actress Emmanuel Riva in Amour or Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Linings Playbook. Manuel Riva all day.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence for sure.
Those are monsters.
That's awesome. I thought I was going to be alone with that one.
No, I knew you and Joe were going to run to that. I know how Karen feels about Amour.
Much of Amour.
I wasn't big on Amour at the time, so you knew this was happening.
Yeah,
I don't love that movie. I do think that she gives a really outstanding performance, but what Jennifer Lawrence does in Silver Linings Playbook, I know that there's a lot of, she's too young for that role, and maybe she is, but I think that she did really, really well. Yeah. And that's a performance that has stuck with me. That's a movie that has stuck with me.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, 12 Years a Slave, Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club. Chiwetel.
Oh, for sure.
I will tell you, at the time, I was heavily on board with Matthew McConaughey, and I think it was just because of all the other stuff around that time, like Mud and, oh my God, True Detective, right? I think I was so in love with everything he was doing that I was rooting for him. Yeah, the
McConaughey had a effect.
Yeah, it did. And I've rewatched both recently when I did my top 100 of the decade countdown thingy. And, oh boy, I would definitely give it to Chiwetel.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I actually think McConaughey's actually in retrospect, I actually think McConaughey's better in Interstellar than he is in Dallas Buyers Club.
I agree as well. McConaughey might have been fourth that year in the lineup for me, and I think he's still really good in that movie.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
that was DiCaprio, Bruce Dern, Chiwetel. Like that was a really great lineup. Bale's good too.
And not Tom Hanks and Captain Phillips.
No, there were 6 amazing performances, but only 5 got nominated.
Jeffrey Rush in The King's Speech or Christian Bale in The Fighter? Christian Bale. Yeah, Jeffrey Rush is good in The King's Speech. I will not have anyone shit on him, Christian Bale.
Absolutely.
But Christian Bale's like they got it right for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah. Barkhead Abdi, Captain Phillips, Jared Leto, Dallas Buyers Club. Ooh,
I'm going Abdi.
That's one. See, at the time, I was all on Jared Leto.
Not me. I mean, I thought Jared Leto did a really great job, but Barkhad Abdi, he's so terrifying, and that's a performance that I think, again, that's one that has always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I just remember how I felt every time he was on screen.
Yeah.
And he's so, so good.
Yeah, I think as a revisit, I would probably say Barkhead.
Leto, but it's close.
I don't know. That's tough. They're both really good. And
Dev Patel, Lion, Mahershala Ali, Moonlight. Mahershala. Yeah, it's close because Dev Patel's really good in Lion, but
not close for me.
Not close to.
I see.
Mark.
What's that? Sorry.
You said not close in that.
Oh yeah, Ali. Yeah, Mahershala Ali for sure. For me.
Okay.
I love that performance.
Karen.
I say Dev Patel.
Oh, Joey, come on now. What do you say?
I said Ali.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also why I say Ali, Dev Patel's lead, not supporting.
Yeah.
Well,
he seems
nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I think that it could have gone either way, and it would have made sense either way. When you have 2 people sharing the same role,
it's not even evenly split. Patel's in more of the movie than Sonny was.
No, it's pretty even.
But time-wise, it isn't. I think someone did the analysis of the time. Like Sonny's like in like the first like 35 or 39% of it or something like that. I remember reading about it, and then Dev Patel's the rest.
I think it's a little closer to half and half. It's definitely not exactly half and half.
I think it's just because people love the first half so much, and like when he starts looking on computers and stuff.
The whole movie is great. Yeah. That's also my favorite movie of that year. So
yeah. All right, Helena Bonham Carter, The King's Speech, Melissa Leo, The Fighter. Ugh. Ooh. I guess Melissa Leo.
Melissa Leo.
Yeah.
But I'm not enthusiastic about either.
Can I do a write-in for Amy Adams on
Sure.
that?
Yep. Then she kills everyone. Yes.
That would work.
I'm picking Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah. All right.
I really love her in The King's Speech.
Next, Jennifer Lawrence, American Hustle, Lupita Nyong'o, 12 Years a Slave. I'll let Joey go first because he's going to say it.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Of course, and the rest of us will be right. All right, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Wait, Mark, you're Lupita, right?
Lupita by a mile.
Definitely Lupita. Not even
by
close.
like.
I think she was my number one of the decade for the for supporting actress.
Yeah, I'd argue she probably is. Kate Winslet, Steve Jobs, Alicia Vikander, the Danish girl.
I think I'd go Winslet.
I just revisited Steve Jobs and Kate Winslet all day.
Yeah, she's really good.
I would say Kate Winslet, unless I could pretend that Vikander was winning for Ex Machina.
I also, by the way, think Vikander's lead in Danish Girl. So if I'm going by my principles, then it's Kate Winslet because of that. But performance-wise, it's Vikander. I also will probably never watch Steve Jobs again in my life.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz, The Favorite, Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. Let's not even try to play ourselves now. Come on. You know what my answer is. Anyone else?
Virginia King.
I would say Regina King, definitely. But this is a case where I wouldn't be mad if there was a tie.
I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, fine.
Never a tie. Robert Hamer sent us something. He sent us, today's the 66th anniversary of the release of Seven Samurai. So what does Akira Kurosawa's masterpiece mean to you? So on a superficial level, it is a very pretty movie in my Blu-ray Criterion wall. Like, they have such a pretty box. I have not watched it since, oh my God, I want to say maybe 2008-ish. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't revisit it enough, but it's super dope. And I also I always forget that movie wasn't very heavily embraced Academy-wise at the time. So it's one of those blurps.
It's a great movie, though I will take it to task for eventually inspiring the remake of The Magnificent Seven. That's not very good. So, not an unblemished resume there.
Yes, let's blame it for things that happen.
Well, listen, if that movie didn't exist, you wouldn't have gotten The Magnificent Seven, then they wouldn't have remade it into that movie. And you wouldn't have gotten the ridiculous 6 either, so you'd be down one less Adam Sandler movie.
Seven Samurai is incredible, and in fact, I didn't realize it was the anniversary. I'm going to watch it today.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to show it to Sophia. I'm going to see how that goes.
Just double feature. Make sure you double
3.5
feature
hours to spare.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a spin-off of the Cinephile Showdown, like, Sandwich File or whatever. Just asking us which sandwiches we prefer. It's probably next week. Not a bad idea, actually.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Where did that come? I'm confused.
Sorry.
Mark, how do you feel about Seven Samurai?
I already moved on after I made my comment.
Ethan May has a delete the actor for us. All of 2005 acting categories. So the way this game works is that we delete an actor from the category, and then we replace them with someone that is worthy. So we're doing it all for the acting categories.
But this person I think meant 2004 though.
Yeah,
it's the Oscar year of 2005, but it's for the year 2004.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yeah,
important distinction.
You don't need to be sorry. He needs to be sorry.
We appreciate your comment and question.
Thank you.
Says the man who immediately ragged on him.
Yeah. Well, we have to get these. This is one of my big pet peeves.
Yeah. It's one of mine as well.
It's an understandable mistake, but let's correct it and say 2004.
I mean, is it understandable though?
Somewhat, because Jeopardy has done it incorrectly before. Trivial Pursuit has listed the year incorrectly like this before because it happens in 2005. So they end up saying the best picture winner in 2005, and it's not, right? We all know it's 2004, and it just happens to be given out in 2005.
Mark, how many arguments have you gotten into on Family Game Night?
Many. Oh yeah, because I'm very competitive. and I'm not wanting to brag, but I'm very good at board games and Jeopardy and things like that. And I will like hold the game up until they give it to me, and I will bring up. Now we have phones and stuff, which is helpful. That like back 15 years ago or whatever we're playing Trivial Pursuit. I can't like prove it. But what I would do is I just name every Best Picture winner for them till where they have no doubt that I know what I'm talking about. But
there was only 6 or 7 at the time, so it wasn't
right. But that's how I would have to prove it back then. But yeah, that's long been just a pain.
I love the image of Mark like yelling like, "I'm going to prove it to you!" Jumping up, going to the computer, waiting for the internet to boot up, hearing the modem dial up, hearing the "You've Got Mail" logo. Then going and typing it into something. Everyone's moved on. They're playing without him. Yeah.
All just to get what he wants.
I'm right.
Anyway,
they were already gone.
Ethan's question.
Yeah. All right. So, Best Actor winner was Jamie Foxx for Ray. Other nominees: Clint Eastwood, $1 Million Baby, Don Cheadle, Hotel Rwanda, Johnny Depp, Finding Neverland, and Leonardo DiCaprio for The Aviator. I am deleting Johnny Depp. I'm inserting. This is hard because there's 2 great ones you can insert.
Go ahead, say Jim Carrey.
I want to say Jim Carrey, but if I'm being honest with myself, it's Paul Giamatti. He has to be there.
Well, I'm actually going to remove 3 people. Is that allowed?
You can only remove one.
Come on, I got 3 other people.
You have one. That's part of the game. You can remove everyone. That's just called a personal Oscar pick.
I'm playing by my own rules.
I'm going to remove Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
And I'm going to add, and this is going to be controversial, and you'll all hate me for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to add Jim Caviezel for Passion of the Christ.
Why is that controversial?
I don't know. Because people hate on that film, and I think that film is brilliant.
I don't know. I just going to make it controversial.
Well, people feel very strong one way or the other in that film, it seems. I fall on I think it's amazing, and I think he was fantastic.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. I don't think it's a controversial you think it is. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, Karen or Joey?
Karen, you want to go?
I am definitely deleting Jamie Foxx because Don Cheadle should have won that year.
Ooh. That's right. That's correct.
And and I'm adding Paul Giamatti.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the best answer.
That's the consensus answer for sure.
Right. I'm also deleting Jamie Foxx.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm surprised you guys are all keeping Johnny Depp.
They're both, I'm indifferent to both.
I mean,
I actually thought Johnny Depp's performance was really good, and Jamie Foxx's was very. It's the same problem I had with last year with Rami Malek.
Yeah,
it's not a performance; it's a
impersonation.
Yes,
it's an impression. Yeah.
And as much as I do want to do Jim Carrey, I'll go a little different than that, and go. I was gonna just piss people off and say John Travolta, Love Song for Bobby Long, but I won't do that. I'll do Liam Neeson for Kinsey.
That's my secret next pick after Jim Carrey and Paul Giamatti. Yeah, Liam Neeson's in my personal lineup that year.
Jim Carrey, Liam Neeson, those are the top 2 for me.
All right. Best Actress: Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby, Annette Bening being Julia, Carolina Sandino Moreno, Maria Full of Grace, Imelda Staunton, Vera Drake, Kate Winslet, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Can I just say, for the record, I delete everyone except for Kate Winslet. I just want to put that out there.
I would delete everyone except Swank and Winslet.
I would delete. Actually, I'll be like Catalina Cynthia Moran. She's close. I would delete Bening for being Julia, and I would insert. I'm gonna go Laura Dern. We Don't Live Here Anymore.
Good pick.
Who wants to go next?
I'm trying to think who I would add, so I'm still working.
Go
ahead, Joey.
I'll delete Bening since the other 2 don't have another nomination, so that's fair. And I will add Scarlett Johansson for A Love Song for Bobby Long.
I really like that movie.
I do like that movie.
I'm going to remove Bening as well, and that pains me to say, but she's the 5 there. I would add Audrey Tautou, or however you say her name, for A Very Long Engagement.
That's a very unmarked answer of you.
It's a good movie.
foreign. It's it says all these things, but it's
Yeah.
about war. So yeah, actually,
Right.
it's so much more marked than we see.
I
it
do
on
love
the page.
I do love war movies.
Yeah,
That's
wars and westerns. That's the way to get to Mark's heart.
and sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Holly got you. Just put on she's put on Aliens and Magnificent Seven back to back. Got you in bed. Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna steal Mark's answer. I think that he's got it right.
Oh, yeah. My other picks of insertion would be Julie Delpy for Before Sunset, Uma Thurman for Kill Bill Volume 2,
Yeah, that's a good one too.
and Julia Roberts for Closer.
Delpy was my other choice, but
Yeah, Delpy's
I
great.
figured I hope someone was going to pick it.
All right, supporting actor Morgan Freeman, $1 Million Baby, Alan Alda, The Aviator, Clive Owen, Closer, Jamie Foxx, Collateral, Thomas Hayden Church, Sideways. Okay, so there's two rules of thought here. If I want to teach people a lesson, you remove Jamie Foxx for Collateral because he's not supporting. That's
Or you remove him for both.
well, no, he's good in Collateral. I think
He's a lead in Collateral, though.
I think he's really good in Collateral. Like, I love him in Collateral. That's his better performance of that year, but he's not supporting. So out of principle, it's him. But out of, like, really, why can't we be nominated this? Alan Alda needs to go. And I hate that that's his only nomination. So I would insert probably Freddie Highmore, Finding Neverland. But my real answer probably is Mark Wahlberg, I Heard Huckabees. Next.
Oh, that's tough.
I need a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, my answer, just piggybacking off of what you said, I would take out Jamie Foxx because he's not supporting in Collateral, and I would replace him with Tom Cruise. Who
That's a good call.
How do we not see that answer coming at all?
That's why I'm not ready yet, because I knew she was picking that, and I wasn't going to double down.
Disappointed with myself that I did not see that switcheroo coming. Oh my god!
I'm gonna have some fun with this one, and I'm going to remove Jamie Foxx and add, and this is really bad, but I'm going to add it anyway. Steve Carell for Anchorman. He cracks me up in that movie. I don't even like that movie.
You're allowed one of those. I have one of those, not that year, but in history. I have Vince Vaughn for Wedding Crashers. Should have been Oscar nominated. He's fantastic.
He's so good in that.
I will also get rid of Jamie Foxx because he'll still have his Oscar. And I don't have a solid pick besides the Tom Cruise
it's
one.
okay to have the same answer,
Don't
Joey.
want to do it. No. I'm going to give it a terrible answer.
No, it's not okay to have the same answer.
No. I am going to say George Carlin for Jersey Girl.
Oh, that's a Joey answer.
No, I had an even more Joey answer, but George Carlin is actually very good in that movie.
Anything
I
good
could have
about
said Timothy Oliphant for The Girl Next Door.
Yeah, but anything good about Jersey Girl just doesn't seem like that goes together.
I maintain it's a very good movie.
My also secret answer to include in this lineup, Liev Schreiber in The Manchurian Candidate. Dude rocks in that movie. He's really, really good. You hate that movie?
The original is like one of my all time.
Sure. Yeah,
And
it's not better than the original, but
I couldn't.
It was great.
It was tough.
All right, and then finally, supporting actress Kate Blanchett, The Aviator, Laura Linney Kinsey, Natalie Portman, Closer, Sophie Okonedo, Hotel Rwanda, Virginia Madsen, Sideways. I've been waiting for this one all day, so I am removing Laura Linney for Kinsey, and I'm putting in the person who should have won, Maya Morgenstern, The Passion of the Christ.
Holy shit! What?
100% she should have won that year. Yeah, I think she might be my supporting actress of the decade.
I thought my Caviezel take was going to be the controversial.
That's why it was weird. I thought you thought it was so. I think people are right.
For some reason I think because of the whole Mel Gibson thing around that time.
He's a piece of shit. That's why.
Listen.
Yeah,
there's lots of pieces of shit, but I like their films or their performances.
That's why. That's why people don't we don't shit on Diane Keaton and Annie Hall. We just shit on everything outside of that now.
Wait, why would we?
Yeah.
Oh, because yeah. Well, listen.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was thinking Diane Keaton did something. Like, what Diane Keaton do? Yeah, but all right.
Ooh, Mark, we have to have a talk.
Let's add that to the list of things
I gotta catch you up on 50 years of history real quick.
Listen.
Ooh, you know, I'm not even going to. Karen will tell you. She'll much more. Oh, go ahead.
Removing Karen.
I think I'm removing Laura Linney also, and I would replace her with Lily Tomlin for I Heart Hug.
Oh, yay. That's fun.
I'm removing Sophie Okonedo. And, yeah. And I am going to replace her with Cloris Leachman for Spanglish.
Okay. All three of you are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is the list is perfect, and I'm not touching it.
Mark's not playing.
Yeah, I would actually say it is of all the 4 acting lineups is the closest to perfect because 3 out of 5 translate for me.
I don't know who you can. I love Laura. I mean, so I would not. If I had to remove anybody, I'd probably remove Portman, which I wouldn't. And I don't even know who I'd replace her with. I like some. I guess Sandra Oh,
Maya Morgenstern, or
as much as I love her, maybe Sandra Oh, or maybe this might be a weird one, but maybe Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls. Would you say she's supporting?
That's not weird at all.
That was my other thought.
She's definitely supporting. Yeah.
So maybe that. But
I think it's fun. Actually,
Mark just brought this up. I think that Sandra Oh should have been in over Virginia Madsen.
I can't. No. But they're both very good.
Ooh.
They are both very good.
No, they are.
But
I
has that scene though with
I can't. Virginia Madsen talking about wine will always do things to me I've never felt before.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not.
Oh, hello.
I almost think.
I'm not. When I see that someone has multiple scenes that are really effective versus a person who has one scene that maybe really knocks it out of the park, but they're nominated just for one scene in the movie, then I'm like, I give the edge to the person that's more.
And listen, I love Sophie Okonedo. She doesn't make my personal lineup because I put in Regina King in Ray because she is fantastic in Ray and the only bright spot of the movie, pretty much.
Hotel Rwanda is a movie that I think has stayed with me so much more than so many other movies from the first half of, or from like the first decade of the century.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would not take, I actually think it should have gotten more nominations. I would not take anything away from it.
It's so great that you almost nominate Joaquin Phoenix for his 2 scenes.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Do you guys have your top 10 list in front of you?
Yeah.
Like from the 2000s?
Yeah.
No.
Could you pull it up? Is it like accessible somewhere? You don't keep a.
I don't really have.
You're such not. You are not a boy.
No, I'm not.
I know.
I don't make lists of everything.
Because I wanted to know what like the weirdest number 1 you have from the 2000s. So I wanted to just go. So let's see if you can remember, and then.
Well, I can look at what I've seen.
So
yeah, I can kind of.
So what are your number 1s from We're gonna go from 2000 to 2009. So your number 1 of 2000. What was it, Mark?
From 2009.
That 2000.
The year 2000. I still have. Oops, sorry, I'm scrolled down too far. It's Crouching Tiger.
Okay, Joey.
Almost Famous.
Mine is Castaway. What's yours, Karen?
Castaway.
Oh, look at you being clean. Mm-hmm. 2001. Mark, I mean, I know it, but go ahead, just say it.
Yep. Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Joey?
I don't know offhand. I need a second.
Oh. Mine is Moulin. Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. Actually, Clayton, stop it. Get out of my brain.
My number 2 is Monsters, Inc., though.
My number 2 is The Royal Tenenbaums.
Ah, it's good. It's fun.
Life is a House.
Really?
Yeah, I love Life.
I mean, it's in my top 10 too, but it's number 1. You know what? My number 10 that movie is my number 10 movie that year that no one ever talks about. 15 Minutes.
God, I hated 15 Minutes.
I love 15 Minutes. So good. Good.
Actually, let me scroll down a little bit. It's my second to last movie of the year. Yeah. I gave it a 3.5 on my scale of 1 to 10.
Hold on. That means, by the way, because I see what my bottom 4 are, and that means you think it's better than Jurassic Park 3, Jeepers Creepers,
Jurassic
13 Ghosts, and The Glass House.
So I didn't see those other two you mentioned, but Jurassic Park 3, I had it above. I had Jurassic Park 3 at a 5.
Oh, wait, where's Pearl Harbor then?
Pearl Harbor is my number 1 worst film of that year.
Yeah, that's not.
And the Fast and the Furious is number 3. So my bottom 3 were. So your 15 minutes is sandwiched between Fast and
Furious.
Oh yeah, the Fast and Furious is trash.
The first one is so good. Oh,
I'm with Mark. It's not good.
Tokyo Drift is maybe the worst movie I've ever seen. Like it's.
I'm talking about the first Fast and Furious.
And the first one's bad too, but that's fine. Listen, a lot of people like it. That's why there's 26 of them now.
I've never actually seen the first.
2002. I'm on Chicago. I think they got it right, but The Hours is number 2. I think they're the most appropriate one too.
What a great top 3 of that year too. Though I don't argue Chicago, but I have Lord of the Rings again, of course.
Yeah.
25th Hour.
That's my number 6.
You know what my number 1 movie is that year?
Minority Report.
Oh, what a good year 2002 was.
My number 9 of that year.
It's my number.
Punch Drunk Love is my number 2.
My number 3 is Bowling for Columbine.
Bowling for Columbine's in my top 10.
Where do you guys have City of God?
Not in my 10.
It's the next year, 2004.
2004.
Yes, because that's that's when it got released in America. That's when it gets nominated for an Oscar. It was submission the year before.
For some reason, I have it in 2002.
Because it says that on IMDb, because it makes that mistake sometimes. It belongs in the Return of the King year.
So 2003.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And my number 1 that year is Return of the King. City of God's my 4 that year.
Yeah, Return of the King is my number 1 as well for 2003.
So Return of the King is my number 1 for that year, but my very favorite movie that I've watched more than any other that came out that year was Elf.
Awesome.
I don't like Elf.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie. Yeah. I can quote the
I know people love that, but maybe because it's also the same year as Old School, and I like Old School more.
And I don't like Old School.
Yeah, but I'm in college. I'm a freshman in college at that time. It's like literally made for me
as well.
Yeah. It's my college generation. Return of the King 1. And where are you, Joe? What's your number 1?
That was 2002. What did I say?
2003. We're in now.
2003.
Oh, we moved to 2003. 2003 is Lost in Translation.
Yeah, I could have guessed that. I bet.
Yeah. Does I think that maybe 2003 is the strongest film year collectively of that decade.
No way. 2007.
Because I love like my top 10 so much. Like Shattered Glass is in there. 21 Grams, In America, House of Sand and Fog, Big Fish.
Yeah.
Wait, Karen, what's your number 1? What's your number 2?
You know what my number.
What's your number 2? I need to hear it out loud though. It's important.
Why?
I need to hear it out loud. It's important for me to hear.
Why? You know what it is?
Yeah, because.
Why do you need to hear me?
Because it's the one time. It's literally the one time in his entire career.
Are you going to say The Last Samurai?
Yes, of course.
So much shit for that. It's actually not my number 2.
Listen, and I think The Last Samurai is good, but I think it's the one time that people were just running circles around Tom Cruise in a movie.
Yeah.
Like just running around him.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not the best part of that movie at all. But no, it's not my number 2, actually. My number 2 is Lost in Translation. But I do have a soft spot for that movie, and I think that it does. I understand some of the problems with it, but I don't think
I still think the movie's good. I don't think it's a bad movie. But I just think Tom Cruise is just such a weird thing of it. Mystic River is my number 2, and Finding Nemo is my 3. All right, 2004.
Mystic River is my number 2.
Yeah. 2004. I think there's the internet answer, which I think Joey's totally about to give, and it's probably in its vacuum, but I still think different. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, you want me to say Eternal Sunshine, but I'm not going to say it.
It's not?
I would.
I assume someone else is going to say it, so I'm going to say Garden State.
Why are you saying that? Joey, if it's your number one, then just say it's your number one. Don't change it.
I don't have a list.
Going to say
I'm
it.
making this up as I go.
Isn't it one of your favorite movies of all time?
Garden State, Eternal Sunshine are one spot away from each other on my favorite list. So.
Well, I guarantee you, I'm not saying either of those. So
I'm still going to say Garden State. I like Garden State.
Yeah,
I think I like Garden State.
Too. It's a good. Yeah. That's a good one.
Garden State's my 4, and Eternal Sunshine is my 2. My number 1 is Closer, though.
It's a good pick.
I love Closer.
I bet you can guess my number 1.
I mean, it's Passion of the Christ.
It is.
Oh, I thought it was Crash.
Oh my god!
It's not that year.
Next year, unless you mean the sexual.
Oh, is it the next year?
Wait, Karen. Let me guess your number 1. Your number 1 is
Hotel Rwanda for Karen.
Oh yeah, Hotel Rwanda. Yes. Oh yeah, we just said that. Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
Also a really great collective year. My top 10 is dope that year too.
Yep. Sideways is also that year. $1 Million Baby.
Can I just say my 8, 9, and 10 are like. My number 8 is Mean Girls. My number 9 is The Woodsman. Really,
oh god,
I remember that. I love the movie.
Mean Girls is definitely in my top 10. I think, and I have Saw in my top 10 and The Girl Next Door. So
my number 10 is Team America: World Police, and I am not ashamed.
Maybe just a little bit.
Never. Worst movie that year is The Grudge, by the way. All right, so 2005.
Holy crap! I have The Grudge as well.
Ah, look at that.
No, I have. Nope. I'm sorry, I missed something. Resident Evil Apocalypse was my number 1 that year.
Oh yes, I don't think I've ever seen that.
So
all right. Go ahead, Joe. What's your number 1? 2005. Crash. But yeah, anything else outside of that?
God, I love 2005 too.
Yeah.
I used to have a history of violence. I think I'm going to go with 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Karen.
My favorite that year is actually Cinderella Man.
Ooh, that used to be my number 1 that year.
Such a good year.
Movie.
Yeah, it's a good year. Good. Mark.
I love Brokeback. I'm going Brokeback.
Yeah. Fun fact: this is the only year I never gave out a 4-star review.
Oh my god!
No movie got 4 stars for me. Yeah,
I have 3 that year.
Just a ton of 3.5s, but no 4 stars. My number 1 used to be Cinderella Man. My new number 1 is A History of Violence.
Damn it! How do you guys all feel about Munich? Because that's my number 2.
That was my number 2.
I really don't like the sex and violence scene, but everything else is very good.
I just think that might be Spielberg's most underrated movie, if there is a thing. But God, I love that.
It's weird to call a Best Picture nominee underrated, but it is.
It is. It's my 16 of that year.
It would be one of his best, and it's in my top 10 for that year. But I really don't like that scene. Like, maybe that's also why I had such an issue with Queen and Slim. When I was like, if Spielberg couldn't pull it off, I don't think this movie is going to pull it off. It's just not a thing that seems to work for me in a scene like the mixing of those two things.
Joey,
for that purpose.
Didn't your number 1 used to be Good Night and Good Luck?
Oh god,
it was. Yeah,
that's my 3.
And it's high up there too.
Those are the 3 I would give the 4 stars to.
Kind of shamefully, my number 1 at the time that year was King Kong, but I've moved off that one.
Oh, yeah. That's
Am I the only one? I bet Karen probably agrees with me. But after seeing Munich, I thought Eric Bana was going to be like a superstar.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
He kind of just didn't.
I mean,
it's weird to me that the biggest star to come out of that movie is Daniel Craig.
Right.
Yeah. Other good bits of that year, like Junebug, Hustle and Flow, Grizzly Man, Constant Gardener. I like Chronicles of Narnia a lot.
It's good. It's good for
Squid and the Whale,
Brick.
Family Stone.
Kiss Bang Bang, Brick.
Kiss Bang Bang, Match Point.
Mm-hmm.
That was also Jarhead year.
Yeah,
that's when we were trying at any lengths to get Peter Sarsgaard an Oscar nomination, and then never could.
Super underrated movie.
Yeah, Junebug's great.
Can I tell you too? The second best Harry Potter movie came out that year.
Oh, that's the one that my friend made me buy the DVD. He said this is the one that will turn you over, and then it didn't.
And a great documentary.
It's hard for me. I think that they had to cut so much from the book that it was hard for me to really appreciate it. But once you get some distance, it actually is real. As a movie, it's really well made.
2006.
Easy one for me.
My number one is Bobby.
Bobby's in my top 10.
I liked Bobby.
Love Bobby.
My number one is Fountain.
God, I just rewatched The Fountain. I tried both times to like that movie, and I just don't.
Fountain's in my bottom 5 of that year. It's a god awful travesty.
There's good parts to it. Like I get why people like it. I love Rachel Weisz so much that I think that's why I hang on to it. But mine's Departed. I love it. I think
my top 10.
After that, my next 2 are foreign films, if you can believe that.
Pan's Labyrinth and The Lives of
Hell
Others.
yeah.
Those are my 1 and 3.
I agree on Pan's Labyrinth. I have my other foreign movie in that where it's foreign, Apocalypto.
Oh my god, that's number 7 on my list.
Yeah, Apocalypto is amazing.
That's a great year too.
United 93.
That's number 4.
That's my number 5.
You know what keeps moving up on my list? Casino Royale. Yeah. Loved it at the time. It gets better and better.
That's moved down a lot for me, actually. Wow.
It's my favorite Bond movie.
I'm also just not a big fan of James Bond.
I think 2006. I think 2005, 2006, 2007 might be my favorite stretch of 3 consecutive years. Like there's so much in that run.
Little Miss Sunshine, Little Children, Strangers in Fiction.
The Prestige is so good.
Voltaire is great. The Queen, Notes on a Scandal, Half
Prestige.
Nelson.
Half Nelson. Oh.
The Prestige.
Hard Candy. Hard Candy's great.
Hard Candy.
Sherry Baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good Maggie.
The Last King of Scotland.
Last King of Scotland, yeah.
Stranger than Fiction.
Have you ever seen Breaking and Entering?
Yeah.
Jude Law, Robin Wright movie is pretty good. Letters
from Iwo Jima.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Running with Scissors is a mess, but actually
I hate it.
That's terrible.
It's a good Annette Bening though, and I actually like Running Scared. That's a Paul Walker movie.
I do like Running Scared. That movie's insane.
You want to hear? This is hilarious because as good as this year was, this year has 3 of my all-time worst movies of all time as my bottom 3. They are. My third worst was Basic Instinct 2, which, oh my God, have you ever seen it?
I haven't even seen it. Yeah.
My number 2 worst of the year was Running with Scissors. And then my number 1 worst was maybe the worst movie of all time, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
my bottom 3 are Scary Movie 4, The Ant Bully, and Flannel Pajamas.
Flannel Pajamas, wow.
I hate Flannel Pajamas. And that's Julianne Nicholson. And I'll give her anything in life. And I hate that movie so much.
Yeah.
Monster House was also that year, which is an underrated animated.
Oh, I hate Monster House.
Oh, you really?
It's trash.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Monster House is trash.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to the best year of the decade.
2007.
Oh my God, this film year was loaded. I mean, I can go 30 deep and be in love with that.
Could you?
Oh my! I could. Let me
I go about 12 deep and then it ends.
Oh no.
The number 1 is Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. My number 1 at the time was Into the Wild though, but that's my number 2.
Still my number 1 at the Into the Wild.
Yes, I mean those are
my number 1 that year is Zodiac.
God, another.
Is it really
amazing film?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
that is a very bro dude film Twitter answer, Karen, and I'm shocked that
it's not. It's a very smart thinking person movie.
Okay. Yeah.
My number 2 is Juno.
My number 2 that year. What's that, Joey?
My number 2 is Juno.
My number 2 that year is Lars and the Real Girl.
That's in my top 10.
My top 10.
All of these movies are amazing. My number 1's No Country. But that's also my number 2. And my number 2 is There Will Be Blood. Are you shocked about that one too? Those are my top 2 of the decade if you don't count the Lord of the Rings.
I have both of the Apatow movies. I have Sunshine. This is a good year.
It's amazing. Sunshine. You have The Diving Bell and the Butterfly.
Gone Baby Gone.
I do not. I don't like
that. Persepolis is one of my favorite animated films of all time. Once, you got to talk about Once.
I have Once.
Eastern Promise.
5.
Eastern Promise.
Nope. Eastern Promise. Robert Hamer answer. Viggo Mortensen convinced us for years that movie was good. It's not.
Gone Baby Gone.
One of my favorite.
By 6.
So listen, one of my favorite documentaries of all time, The King of Kong, A Fistful of Dollars. Have you seen that? Oh my God, I love
that
it.
movie.
So good. And then don't forget
Every once in a while, news will still come out about those two, and it cracks me up every time.
You also have a
Billy Mitchell.
Mark, how do you feel about
Across the Universe is good.
Mark? How do you feel about the bucket list?
I like the bucket list.
No, I'm not.
I like the bucket list. I mean, listen, 3:10 to Yuma.
Lust, Caution.
Lust, Caution's good.
Enchanted.
Mark likes a
so
dirty
many
movie.
Hot Fuzz.
Waitress.
A Mighty Heart.
I mean, I'm telling you, this year was crazy.
I Am Legend. Yeah, right.
Black Snake Moan, the Bourne Ultimatum.
Super fun. Smoking Aces.
Smoking Aces.
Lions for Lambs.
I'm not there.
Music and lyrics. She said Lions for Lambs.
Yeah.
She did.
Worst movie that year. Hannibal Rising.
That was bad.
It's Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Oh my God! Yeah, he might be right. And I was kind of looking forward to it.
I have to mention the Sam Coffey movie, Enchanted. He adores Enchanted.
Yeah,
I love.
Amy Adams is in his top 10 favorite performances of all time.
It is amazing. And we didn't even say. I don't even think we said Ratatouille, did we?
Yeah.
That's another.
I'm not big on Ratatouille.
Mark,
I've never seen it.
Mark, I've been almost looking forward to Alien vs. Predator Requiem because I was like, oh, it's going to be R-rated as opposed to the PG-13 garbage, and it was so mindless and bad. You've seen it, so you can.
My number 3 movie that year is Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
Oh my God, another great one.
Wow.
I don't know that let me give 3 more and then we can move on.
Sure.
So, I don't think we mentioned Michael Clayton, did we? That's a great one.
Yeah, that's
Sweeney Todd, I'm a big fan of.
Ugh.
I know, I get it, but I love it. And then
bad in retrospect.
And then Superbad, which birthed so many. Like Jonah Hill became a star to that. Emma Stone. It was right around that Easy A time.
Superbad and Knocked Up are both in my top 10.
Right, Knocked Up. I mean, it's a great year. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all.
Right.
I'm off my pedestal.
All right. Shout out for the great debaters and Away from Her.
Yeah.
And I like this documentary For the Bible Tells Me So. I think it's great too. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's good. All right, 2008.
Tough year.
It's not a cool answer to say, but I'm saying it. Slumdog Millionaire. I think they got it right.
It's a very easy one for me. The Wrestler.
I mean, my favorite. I don't know. Are we going favorite or what should have won best?
Oh, don't.
I mean,
yes, Karen, let it flow through you.
Oh, he's letting you give into the dark side.
I only have 2 4-star movies that year, and it's Slumdog and Revolutionary Road.
I have 4.
Oh, those are both so great. Yeah,
I love Revolutionary Road.
That's a hard year for me.
There's a lot of really good, but not a lot of great. I think in that year.
Everyone is cursing at us because they're just like, "Oh, I can't believe you haven't said it."
I'll say it.
You haven't said my number 2. That's my number 2.
God. It's my number 3. So it's
my number 2 or my number 3. It's
we're not gonna say it.
It's honestly my number 1, so I'll say my number 2 was Doubt.
That's so good.
That's my 12, but it's still good. Yeah.
My number 1 is Slumdog as well.
Slumdog is definitely up
Vicky
there.
Cristina Barcelona is my 5. Rachel Getting Married is my 6.
My number 3 is Wally.
Yeah, Wally's my 4.
Wally's Burn After Reading.
Australia.
Burn After Reading is my other Assassination of Jesse James. When I saw it, I gave it 2.5 stars, and then it moved up, and I realized how fucking perfect it is so good in so many ways.
That's one of my favorite Brad Pitt performances.
Oh, I'd argue maybe his best performance besides.
Do you think that's a Schwinn?
Yeah. Tropic Thunders that year. In Bruges. Bolt. I love Bolt.
Benjamin Button. I don't know if anybody said that yet.
I love Benjamin Button.
I love
Bronson. Bronson's a good one.
Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Zack and Miri's in my top 10 as well.
I just watched In Bruges again last night or 2 nights ago. That's also 2008.
Step Brothers is that year. Thank you, Richard Jenkins, for existing.
I love Step Brothers so much.
Worst movie that year? Disaster movie. Or
oh, you know what's in my top 10 that year?
I have The Happening as the
Happening is like
The Crappening? Yes, that's terrible. Also,
The Happening is great. It's watching it play out in real life.
Also in my top 10.
He was ahead of his time.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I love Sarah Marshall.
All right. Lastly, 2009. I think they got it right. Hurt Locker. Precious is 2 though.
Hurt Locker's in my top 3. Number 1 is Up in the Air.
It's a good year.
It's a good year.
I have
Glorious Bastards, top 5.
4 stars in this one. My number 1's Inglourious Bastards, though.
Yeah.
That's my 6.
My number 1 that year is Up.
That's my
That's my number 3. I love Up.
Yeah.
Ups in my top 10. 500 Days of Summer is in my top 10.
Star Trek is my 7.
There's a
Star
lot
Trek
of
is
good.
awesome.
That's a good year.
Well, yeah,
Great.
where the Wild Things Are is my 5.
Yeah,
Where
it's my top
does-
10.
Where does Avatar
Moon.
fall for you guys?
Not in my top 10.
Wait, what'd you say?
Where does Avatar fall for you?
I had an 8.
Yeah.
I think like whatever.
It fell out of.
I mean, but I haven't revisited this as I'm sure it's not anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because by the way, I have Fantastic Mr. Fox at 10, and there's no way I believe Avatar is better than Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I have Avatar 4 overall, and I probably need to revisit that one. But
Yeah.
Moon's in my top 10.
Moon is great. A Single Man is.
I got
great.
I rewatched both of those last week, and I love A Single Man so much. It's so
I
good.
still love Funny People. You know, it's a really good movie from that year. It got destroyed because it was a Joaquin Phoenix movie when he was being weird. Two Lovers.
An Education gave us Carey Mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Coraline.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's like one of Jessica's favorite movies. She loves Coraline.
so
I really like the Michael Moore documentary Capitalism: A Love Story that year.
I don't like that movie.
Did
I-
anyone say District 9?
District 9.
I
Yeah.
said District
Okay,
9.
good.
Nobody heard
I
it.
like Adventureland a lot.
The
Hangover.
Hangover so good.
Yeah.
Yep, Hangover.
Away We Go.
That does not hold up.
No,
Oh my
I don't care.
gosh.
I wasn't big on The Hangover.
The Cove.
Away We Go. Oh my god, The Cove
Cove
is
is
my
really
favorite
good.
documentary of all time. How did I
Yeah.
miss that? Yeah,
Yeah.
I love.
Wait. There's one that you made fun of me for at the time.
Uh-oh.
The Time Traveler's Wife.
I would still make fun of you for that.
Yeah.
I like them.
That wasn't redemption, Joey. The Last Station, Public Enemies, I think is actually pretty good.
And
Red Riding 1974.
Everybody's Fine is such a good De Niro.
I do love that movie.
It's
White
Complicated is really good. It's good Meryl
Mark.
Streep.
Mark, how do you feel about
Profit.
Splice?
Oh god, Splice was awful. That has one of my least favorite scenes of all time in it.
Oh, you guys
And
brought up a Single Man, by the way. The Serious Man. Come on.
I watched A Serious Man too the other night, and I just still don't. I think that's still my least favorite Cohen.
Great Stolbarg, man.
Yeah, I like him
He's
a lot.
great. It just doesn't do
The movie
much.
just it doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
Love Ponyo.
Crazy Heart.
Oh, Crazy Heart's fine.
Paranormal Activity is a good.
Wait, by the way, you said Bronson. Bronson's
No,
this
last
year.
I said 2008.
Bronson is 2009.
Is it?
Zombieland.
Yes.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong. I think it's you gotta go by U.S. release.
Okay.
I think it Britain the year before or something.
Yeah, it's 2008 on IMDb, but that probably just means it was in.
Mark, save room in your top 10. Human Centipede.
The Road Brothers. That was Tobey Maguire's one shot at Oscar.
And you told him it was happening.
No, I said I think it made.
What do you have at the
You
bottom?
gave him hope.
Mine will surprise you. What my
My bottom one is The Collector.
Mine is Friday the 13th and Bruno.
Oh god, I love Bruno.
Oh God, you would.
It's bad, but it's fun. Listen, my number one worst of that year is a movie that you guys probably all love because everyone did, and I thought it was laughably bad, and that's Drag Me to Hell.
Oh my God.
I didn't even
So
see
Drag Me to
it.
Hell is
love
fine.
that movie.
You know what?
God, it's so bad.
Clayton's daughter hates you right now.
Yeah, she loves it so much.
Land of the Lost was a close runner-up for it.
Can we,
Oh, that's
can we
pretty bad.
next week have Clayton and Sophia debate Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah.
Get Mark to give his thoughts. And have her.
I'd have to rewatch it. I just remember the scene where the old lady's in the car with her. And
Yeah. I have a ton of like 1.5 and 2 star movies that year. Like I don't like I Love You Man. I don't like Me and Orson Welles. I don't like Sherlock Holmes. Watchmen is terrible. Bride Wars is terrible. I hate the Stoning of Soraya M.
I'm mostly on board with all those being bad movies.
I don't like My Sister's Keeper.
Yeah.
I hate The Burning Plane. Adventureland is awful.
Burning Lane,
I
though,
like
Adventureland is great. The Burning Plane is terrible, though.
The Informant is bad.
Man.
Halloween
Transformers
2.
Revenge of the Fallen is that
Observe and Report.
I like Observe and Report, but I didn't like it the first time.
Paul Blart Mall
the
Cop.
fourth kind.
That's terrible, also.
Yeah.
Some really bad ones down there.
Where do you guys land on 9?
Terrible.
Terrible,
Yeah,
but it's
Terrible.
yeah. I love Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
2 stars. Hell yeah, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's a great one.
Yeah. Do you like This Is It?
Michael
Jackson?
Yep. I had that up there. You know, another good one is, have you guys seen Sin Nombre?
Yeah, it was
Nombre. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, also a good documentary from that year, Food Inc. Food Inc. is fantastic.
Food Inc. is good.
Good year for documentaries.
Yeah. All right.
The Messenger. That's another great one with Woody Harrelson.
Messenger.
I always found Messenger cold, but good.
It's very cold.
It's very cold. It's a very cold movie.
Great performances, though, by everyone in it.
All right. With that, just 2 hour trans.
Wow. That was fun, though.
Yeah. Let's talk about movies.
Things.
See, movies happen.
Ranking things is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Karen's like, whatever. I like this better when we were talking about food.
I just like talking about what I like. See, look at the conversation was much more interesting when we just started throwing out the movies that we like, rather than this was number 4.
Yeah.
Really, because on my list it was
but
number
if it's not ranked, it doesn't matter. Don't you understand?
You have to give it some.
We got a great question from Mustafa Dujak, but we don't have time for it. But Mustafa, if you can hear me, please ask it again next week, because now we can prepare for a little bit for it. Which Best Picture winner from the 80s, so from Ordinary People to Driving Miss Daisy, would still win Best Picture today if released in 2020?
That's easy.
Well, Green Book, it's one already.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. So, Joey, where can I follow you?
At Joey Magidson, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Side note, actually, there was a new movie that was good this weekend, Bad Education.
Yes.
There was also a bad one in Extraction.
Karen, where can I follow you?
I am on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd at Karen M. Peterson. You can see my list of movies I've been watching. I'm at 62 so far.
Tom Cruise made 62 movies?
I mean, he probably has.
No, he's made 44.
Okay. When was the last time you watched All the Right Moves?
Yesterday.
It's been a long time because I don't own it and it hasn't been on TV yet. So I've watched it.
I will watch it in your honor this week.
Mark?
Oh, thank you. I should just buy it.
It's so good.
Mark?
They can follow me at Mark Likes Movies. Currently, I'm doing my best. Actually, the decade we just covered, the reason I've seen a lot of these recently is I'm kind of going back to revisit them because it's been enough time, I think, and do my top 100 list all over again for that decade. Because, hey, we're in quarantine and there's time to do that.
Today, Mark is going to watch Knowing, The Human Centipede, and Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, man. Hard pass.
You can follow me at Award Circuit. Download us on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Spotify, all that great stuff. Go to awardcircuit.com for entertainment news. Hub.awardcircuit.com. Probably up until Thursday, because there's a little surprise coming on Friday. Because Friday, guys, is Award Circuit's birthday.
Yeah.
12 years old. We are preteens on Friday. And we got
no birthday party, though. Social distancing.
We got a little thing that we're going to do. So you'll see at that time. So for Award Circuit, I'm Clayton with everyone. We'll see you at the movies.
Sure we will. One day.
One day.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Circuit Breaker is brought to you by AwardCircuit.com. Just plug in.